So we've started the broadcast properly. Once again, it's Monday night. It's just gone 9 o'clock. Loads of people have just tuned in live on Facebook. Huge shout out to everybody. Joe's just joined us has just jumped on. So's Gary Thomas, Warren, Tom, James, Joanna, another James. Who else have we got in the house? I mean, everyone I've just mentioned. We've got Steve here, Joe, Dougal, another James. James is a popular name tonight. Rich, Lucy, Andrew, Keith, Bobby, Rebecca, Carly, Sophia, Bill, Georgia, Indra. So many people joining. If you're watching on the replay, Matthew's here as well. Come and join us. Fanny Compton's in the house. Come and join us one evening, one Monday night, like live. I would love to get you involved with this. We've got an awesome group of people online, all very motivated, inspired actors doing good shit in this industry, taking control of their careers. Gary's here. Gary's a great writer as well. So we get people from different areas of the industry. We get directors on this as well, like Chris Stone. Yeah, come and join us one Monday night live, 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. Be part of this. We've got an awesome group of people here. So today, what I've been doing, I was just saying, it's been a really busy day, actually. I put a podcast out this morning for premium members of actsonthis.tv. I'll go over and we'll cover this first. Wait 1 second. My web browser's not showing. You'll just have a black screen for a second, and then it won't be any more in a second. Where is Safari? Is it here? There you go. You should be seeing my screen now. I put a podcast out this morning with a fantastic actress. If I go into the What's New section here on actsonthis.tv, fantastic actress called Melissa Johns, who is starring in Mike Bartlett's. It's an upcoming BBC One drama. It won't be out until early next year. It's called Life. Really interesting story about roughly, half a dozen people's lives. The stories are all kind of separate but intertwined. Really just an interesting take on just a real observation about life in general. So not like massive explosions and loads of crazy stuff going on, just real things that you will relate to massively in your life, that, relationships. Melissa's character has a one-night stand and gets pregnant. I mean, that's, it's not like Hollywood blockbuster style Marvel superhero stuff, but that's like real life, big stuff. She actually ends up trying to bring up the child with her current partner and the guy she had a one-night stand with. Very interesting love triangle there. I won't tell you how it all ends up. Very interesting tale. But yeah, really interesting drama. It's going to be out. It's a 6-part drama by Mike Bartlett. It'll be out next year. But I wanted to get Melissa on the podcast. I've wanted to for ages because I've known her a while. And she's got a really interesting story. I'm going to play you my vlog because I know hardly anybody's seen the vlog that went out this morning. The vlogs that I put out alongside these podcasts are behind-the-scenes looks at us filming the podcast with a little bit of extra exclusive stuff on there as well. And I'm going to play it tonight because I know hardly anybody's watched the vlog today because I've not promoted it at all. I've been recording another podcast that I'll tell you about in a second. But Melissa was born with one arm, and in a world where we're very much, the acting industry is difficult enough, but let's be honest, the industry does, in a lot of respects, judge people from for how they look, and having one arm definitely makes you stand out, but then on the other hand, wouldn't necessarily make you. It should do. It shouldn't rule you out of any parts. But Melissa found for years that it kind of did. People wouldn't bring her in for stuff, and she actually ended up hiding this disability of hers for years and years and years. And she talks in the podcast really interesting stuff, like she'd go on dates and it wouldn't be until date 3 that the guy she'd been dating like multiple times found out that she only had one arm. She would like hide it in clothes so that you couldn't see that she only had one arm. She would always stand on one side to people. She would sneak to the kitchen if she's in a restaurant and pretend she was going to the toilet, and she'd tell the chef, listen, I've got one arm, will you cut up my steak for me because I can't cut it up myself? And no one twigged. These lads she was seeing didn't like go, oh, why is your steak cut up and mine isn't? But for years she hid herself from the industry, and it's kind of what I want to talk about tonight because I did it myself with this eye condition that I've got. To talk about it very openly now. Got something called retinitis pigmentosa. Robs you of your eyesight over your life. Not a great situation to be in, but I hid it from everyone for years. Didn't want to talk about it. Didn't want to be labelled with a disability or anything like that. And it wasn't really until I started talking about it that opened up a lot of opportunity within this industry as well. And it doesn't have to be a disability that you are hiding from the industry. Don't get that twisted and think that's all we're talking about tonight, because it's not. There are people within this industry. Rich was one, for instance. So Rich Haler, who's now just living near West Palm Beach, who you just said before. Rich, I know you were... What were you in, mate? Were you forensics or something? Because I think you're who I referenced in this vlog I'm going to play in a minute. I don't know if it was you who was telling me, but lots of people tell me about jobs they did in previous lives before they became an actor. And I'm like, oh my God... Like, you worked in forensics, or you worked in this, or you were that, you were a pilot, you were a teacher, whatever it is. And I'm like, have you told casting directors that this is actually what you did before you became an actor? And they're like, no. And I'm like, wow, like, why are you hiding this shit from the industry? Because this is the thing that, if you embrace, makes you so unique and different to the other people within this industry who are in your casting bracket. If you are an ex-copper or a teacher or something like that, say you're going to be a teacher, you were a teacher, and then a part in Ackley Bridge comes up where you're playing a teacher, you're going to play that role so much more authentically than someone who is just playing a teacher. You've done it. That is your life, has been your life. Rich, if you were, I'm sure you were in forensics, mate. That's what you were in. I don't know how long it took for you to, really reach out and tell people about that, because, I'd be like all over Kate Rose James, Daniel Edwards, people who were casting Line of Duty and big police dramas, Scott and Bailey back in the day when it was on, anything like that. Happy Valley's got a lot of police and stuff in it. I'd be like, right, I need to tell everybody that this is actually my background. I'm not going to hide this from anybody. Because this really makes me valuable and useful when I'm on set. I can not only act in this, but I can actually be like a consultant and, really tell you what's authentic in this and what isn't authentic in this. So yeah, don't hide. I'm going to play this, and that's kind of like the moral of this. We talk about that quite a lot. James says, do the comments not show up anymore? Yeah, they should do, David, on James David Hill. I keep calling you David, James. They should do, mate. Yeah, he says, I can't see what everyone is saying. Click into the video. If you click the actual video, it'll open up on a big screen where you'll see the comments on the right-hand side. Maybe you've not clicked into the video. Anyone who's not seeing comments, don't just press play on the video. Actually click it, and it should open up on a different screen, both on your mobile and on a laptop as well. Bernard, good evening. Jennifer Bates is in the house as well. Sharon's just joined. Esther's here as well. Who else we got? Petch has just joined. So is Josh Fielding. Thank you for joining. And yeah, Rich says forensics. Yeah, so it was. So I mean, that's such a. He says he has started promoting it as well. So yeah, I mean, that's such a gift, mate. You should definitely utilize that. Matthew says, I was born with cerebral palsy, and I've been acting since I was 13. That's another thing, man. I don't know if you've listened on actsonthis.tv, if you've listened to the interview. I've done three now actually, with Jordan Hogg. Matthew, because he's a great director, BAFTA-winning director, and he's got cerebral palsy. If you go over to actsonthis.tv, again, I'll open the browser up here. This is Melissa's podcast, by the way. That's on the site now for everyone to listen to. That's a preview if you're not a member. If you are a member, you'll find the full version in the members area. Just click on members area up here, top right corner, and click into the premium membership, and you will find that at the top of the features with actors here. But if we have a look, I'll show you Jordan Hogg. You might have already seen him, but he'll be on features with directors. There he is. There's the lad. It's a full-on video interview that I did with Jordan from Media City. Talks all about cerebral palsy and how, he was ultimately, he says, listen, I was a disabled lad from a seaside town. No one thought I'd achieve anything. Gone on to be a BAFTA-winning director, so he's that's a great feature to listen to. Also, before I play the vlog from this week, guys, as well, I just want to say, anyone who's not a member of actsonthis.tv yet, you've only got until Friday to claim your membership at this discounted price, by the way, until it goes up. I've mentioned this quite a lot, but if you go to actsonthis.tv/price lock, you'll see a little countdown. This is not a sales gimmick or any bullshit like that. This is absolutely legit. The price of this membership is going up on Friday forever. For the last 5 years, it's been a tenner a month, or it's been 90 quid for a year, which works out at £7.50 a month. You get access to the biggest names in the industry. Every week I sit down with a famous actor, writer, a top casting director, a director, a producer, people at the very top of TV, and we have real in-depth chats talking about how you as actors can have, and me as an actor, can have way more success in this industry a lot faster without making loads of mistakes. It is genuine game-changing advice if you take it on board and you act on it. And it has changed the game for hundreds of actors that are in the community right now. The membership's going up on Friday to 17 quid a month. It's gone up by £7 a month. or it's 147 quid a year. You can, premium members who are members at the moment, existing members, you are immune to this price rise. If you're an existing member right now, you will not be charged any more than you're paying right now. But if you want to lock in at 10 quid a month or 90 quid a year, you've only got 3 days left to do it. Go to atsonthis.tv/price lock. You will see the sign up, the monthly option and the annual option there. It's not bullshit or a sales thing. Like I say, it will never be on sale again. It will never drop down again. The price of this has gone up because I'm putting out 4 podcasts a month as opposed to 1, like I was when I first started out. You're getting the video as well as the audio now as well. There's a community in here, and we will be doing from November career builder calls where I get a casting director or a director or a producer or someone, another actor, on a group coaching call where once a month we all actually get together. You will join via your webcam and your microphone, and we'll have a proper, it'll be private, locked off coaching call. No one else will get access to that whatsoever unless you are a member. So for 17 quid a month, it's still a bargain. But if you want to lock it in at a tenner, it's an absolute no-brainer. For £2.50 a week, there's no better value in this industry, like full stop. I've got a podcast coming out on Friday with Chris Hitchin, star of Ken Loach's latest film, Sorry We Missed You. Anyone seen that yet? It's out officially on Friday, the film, but it's showing some previews around the country. I got to see it last week with Chris. Incredible film. Don't watch it if you're a bit broken at the moment because it will break you even more. It's very, very sad. But that's pretty awesome. And then I was recording a podcast today with Ryan Clayton, which will come out not next Monday, the Monday after, he plays Josh Tucker in Coronation Street. Is the guy who just got stabbed, we think, by David Platt in Coronation Street. So there's loads of content coming up along with 200 hours worth of stuff that's already on the website. Brock says it's good to promote from experience. It isn't necessarily a golden ticket. I found that what we're talking about here, sometimes specific can alienate. It's a weird world, but you're talking about actually kind of like, promoting what makes you unique. I think, mate, honestly, like, I think like you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into just being the person that's known for whatever. But if you are not, showing everything to, the casting directors or whatever in terms of like, maybe talking about something you've never spoken about before, something that you're hiding, a specific skill, you could be doing yourself a massive disservice. In Ryan's podcast today, he was a boxer, did a lot of boxing in real life, and had he not promoted himself as a boxer as well as an actor, it wouldn't have led to him getting a part in a play called Gypsy Kings. And that play was what the casting directors from Coronation Street came to see, and they needed a boxer who was going to be this character of Josh in Corrie. That led to him getting the Corrie job. Had he never promoted himself as a boxer initially, he wouldn't have got the theatre job. They wouldn't have seen him at Corrie, and he wouldn't have got the job that changed his career. So I just think you promote everything about yourself that is unique, that is a special skill that people might not know about, to differentiate yourself between you and your competition. Otherwise, you are just another, one of 50,000 in this country. So yeah, you don't want to, just bang on about being, one thing. But I think if you ain't showing the industry really, a part of you that you really should, you need to be doing that. Definitely. Steve says, seen Gypsy Kings knocking about. There you go. Didn't see the play, Steve, but it was supposed to be really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this vlog now. It's not long. It's about 19 minutes. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the podcast with Melissa Johns that is on atsonthis.tv right now. We do talk in this quite a lot about disability because that's a thing in Melissa's life, but please don't think that this only applies to people, actors with disabilities. The stuff we talk about is absolutely universal. We're all facing something uniquely adverse in our lives. Don't give a shit who you are. That's the human condition. Everyone has their adversity. Everyone's walking around with their bag of shit, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be a disability. But this podcast is about, figuring out what that is, figuring out how it makes you unique, and then turning that adversity into your advantage to promote yourself, your career, ultimately to open up some more doors for you. So I'm going to play this now. You're going to see like 4 or 5 clips of the podcast. If you want to listen to the full thing, it's an hour and 45 minutes. It is available to all premium members on atsonthis.tv. I can still see your comments as we're Gypsy Queen, David says. I think that might be it. Gypsy Queen, not Kings. It'll be in the podcast with Ryan. But yeah, he says he saw it. Yeah, Gypsy Queen. Is that it? Yeah, Gypsy Queen then. Must be. So yeah, this is the vlog anyway. I can still read your comments as we're going through this. And those on the audio experience, you're just going to get the audio, but you'll still be able to hear exactly what's going on. You might hear a little bit of extra music. where there's nothing being said. Don't worry about that. Bear with it. Also, you'll see me destroy a pair of Converse because I'm partially sighted and didn't see a cup of coffee. Enjoy this. You'll have a bit of a laugh, and I'll see you in about 19 minutes, all right? Stick with us.
And I broke. I absolutely broke because I thought that was the one I was meant to get.
Yep.
That was the one I was meant to get.
Welcome everybody to episode 62 of Watch Ross, the one where we're talking all about life. Here we are in the park. We thought we'd come and have a little kick about me and Petch before we recorded this episode of Watch Ross and before we record another exclusive podcast for premium members of actonthis.tv. If you are not a member of this website and you are an actor, what are you doing? You're doing yourself a massive disservice. Go and get your membership right now. So Petch bought a £1 football from Poundland. I decided that wasn't good enough for me. I needed to play with something much more expensive. So I decided to have a game of football. It's ridiculous. With a £4 coconut latte from Costa Coffee. If you haven't seen that yet, here's a treat for you. Yes! Oh, fuck! That was my coffee! Oh. Yeah, I've got skills. What are you going to do about it? I've also got coffee all over my Converse and they're ruined. That's probably just cost me about 64 quid, that latte. But folks, that's life. Which brings me on nicely to the topic for today's vlog and podcast. We're going to be joined by our special guest, actress Melissa Johns, who is a star, one of the stars of Mike Bartlett's upcoming BBC One drama, Life. Going to be coming out in like 2020. Incredible drama, all about life. Lots of different lives, different people's lives. I don't know what I can tell you about it. Was at the read through, it was incredible, but I'm going to leave that for Melissa to say what she can say about it right now. I think someone's just been shot or something's just gone off in the background. Kids with fireworks probably. Carry on, Petch, it's fine. I met Melissa at something called the Disabled Artist Networking Community. Really interesting community that she set up with fellow actress and friend of hers, Shirley Houston, who plays Izzy in Coronation Street. It's a community that's been set up ultimately to champion diversity and inclusivity within the arts. I went to a meeting because I've got this dodgy eye condition. Melissa was there because she set it up, but she's also facing her own adversity. She was born with one arm. Real interesting adversity there. She's certainly turned that into advantage though. It's not held her back. She's gone out and got what she wants from this industry, and I'm sure she's got, you know, a lot more to achieve in this industry as well. We're going to be talking to her all about that, all about life. What else, Petch? All about BAFTA Elevate. She's been chosen to be one of the participants for BAFTA Elevate 2019. Ultimately, another program set up by BAFTA to help champion diversity and underrepresented, you know, niches within our industry. An incredible program. I want to know all about that actually. So I'm going to go back to the apartment now. Melissa's on her way. Going to throw my Converse in the bin. Brilliant. And yeah, enjoy this. We'll see you for a little chat afterwards. This is the Melissa Johns podcast.
Melissa Johns, welcome to the Acts on This TV podcast. Welcome to my apartment. Welcome to the late night podcast. It's 9:15.
I know.
Tell people why we're recording so late.
Well, I didn't realise that I wasn't finishing filming till 8. So I had a bit of a shock when it got to 7 and I asked why we weren't wrapping. And I was told we weren't wrapping till 8.
We're not wrapping till 8, but it's all very exciting. So you are currently, let's tell people what you're doing, what you're up to. You are filming Mike Bartlett's new BBC One drama. It's going to be out in 2020, I'm guessing. And it's called Life. What is it about? Obviously life. I was at the read through. It's bloody brilliant actually, but I'm going to let you tell people about it because I don't know what you are and what you're not allowed to say.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh, I don't know if I do. So I play a character called Hannah Taylor.
Yep.
In Mike Bartlett's new 6-part BBC drama Life. It's got an incredible cast. It's got the wonderful Alison Steadman, Peter Davison, Victoria Hamilton, Adrian Lester.
Adrian Lester's in it. I didn't realise he was in it. He wasn't at the read-through, was he?
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was. No, I don't remember. Great names. Drop a few more.
Who else have we got? Rachel Sterling, Maggie O'Neill, Susanna Fielding.
Yep, been on the podcast.
She has. Amazing cast, and I'm very thankful to be part of it. The two actors that I work quite closely with, especially in the first few episodes, are Joshua James, who plays a character called Liam, who is my partner, and a great actor called Kelvin Dember, who I had a one-night stand with.
Very naughty Hannah Taylor.
9 months previous.
One-night stand, had a baby, wants to stay with your partner.
Yeah.
Try and bring the child up between the three of you.
Yeah.
How does that work out without giving the story away?
It's going to go so well. And it's modern. And do you know what? The lovely thing about this is Hannah she's really quite strong as a person. And she just knows she wants it to work.
We're also going to talk about how we met. Okay, so we met via something called the Disabled Artist Networking Community. And I've got that right because when I say disabled actors, it's not disabled artists networking community, otherwise known as DANK. Interesting acronym.
It's a great one.
We kind of like love it now. It's that bad. We still love it.
Well, also you get really fed up of saying those 4 words over and over again. So you just got to succumb to the word DANK.
Yeah, but there is nothing dark and like minging about it because I think the word dank means like
actually
dark and,
it does, I think, in like Shakespearean language, but all the cool kids now.
Yeah.
Dank is a word that is used amongst the cool kids.
Who is it? As if it what? For what? As if like, that is dank.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know. And maybe it's actually something to do with like marijuana. But,
oh, right. Oh, God.
I don't really know.
Right, this is nothing to do with any substances like that.
It's about disabled artists getting their place in the industry.
Absolutely. So I was there because I've got dodgy eyes. You set it up with Shirley Houston.
I was there because I got a dodgy arm.
You've got a dodgy arm.
We're all a bit dodgy.
We're going to talk about that tonight. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Let's just throw it open, right? I think this is what we need more honest conversations about in society.
Absolutely.
So that people stop being afraid to ask questions about people with differences so that they're not like pussyfooting around. And like, that's what DANK kind of stands for. It's like, let's actually have real open dialogue where you're not afraid of offending anybody. Say what you want.
Absolutely.
You know, as long as you're trying.
And more than anything, stay solution focused.
Yeah, stop moaning.
There is a time and a place to have a little moan about that audition that you didn't get. And, you know, we all feel it. You feel crap after it. And there's a time and a place to go and sit and have a coffee or have a drink and talk about that. But when, you know, previously lots of schemes have been set up in the past, as you well know, for disabled actors. Lots and lots of schemes have been set up and they just haven't quite worked because, you know, what I think they haven't worked is because actually it's almost been set up as a place where everybody can just have a bit of a moan. Sometimes it's about lip service. You know, people maybe think, oh, I'm doing the right thing by setting this scheme up. And quite often it is never ran by disabled artists. It's never ran by the people who are actually going to benefit from this. So we thought we need to set up a networking community of disabled artists, not just actors. And the reason we did that is because we thought if disabled actors are going through this fight, so are disabled writers, directors, musicians, singers, comedians. So it's the disabled artist networking community. And we thought if we can create this community so strong in talent, we can get rid of that age-old saying that we have heard so many times, oh, I really wanted to employ a disabled person, or I really wanted to cast a disabled actor. I just didn't know where to find them. It's really hard for me to explain to people when they see me now, because they're like, shit, you're so, you know, you're so open with it now. But up until 25, 26, I would have come into this room, I would have been wearing clothes that I would have thought about so that you didn't see it. I would have stayed on the correct side of you so that you would have never seen it. I would have thought about how I would sit.
I actually thought, you know, because I always sit on this side, but there was a part of me that went, I know you're probably all right with this, but do you want to sit there? Do you want to sit with your arm on show without it? Yeah.
So, but so I was very, very manipulative actually. And I would learn to little tricks like, I would always look at people in the eye and I'd be really animated with my face so that they would
draw
never
attention to the face.
Always draw attention to my face and never look below my collarbone. we'd go on dates, and if I wanted, like food that was going to need to be cut up, I would pretend I was going to the toilet, and then I'd go to the kitchen and I'd say, can you cut my meal up? And do you know what? The lads that I went on dates with, this happened to so many dates that I went on. Not so many. I don't know, right? Look at me acting like I've been on loads. Yeah, there's been a few. But, and funnily enough, they would never look and be like, why is your steak cut up and mine's not? Had a little iPhone hack.
Right, okay.
And that's that was my cherry on the cake when I was
was this
hacked.
Some pictures?
Yes.
So you've mentioned this in the past, but I don't know the full ins and outs of it. But I guess something leaked and you just hit it head on and went right.
I just hit it head on because I didn't have any other option really. My agent called and said that a particular newspaper had called, and she's so wonderful. My agency are Wintersons, and my agent's Nikki Winterson. We've been together 7 years, and she's just so fantastic. And the day it happened, I'd just come out of my first stint in Coronation Street.
Yeah, so you played the character called Imogen Pascoe, was it, in Corrie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was going into quite a big meeting with Sheryl Lee, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I looked on my phone and I must have had about 20 missed calls, and I thought, off my agent.
I've got a massive job.
This is a great job. Bet Spielberg's called. And I said to Shez, actually, I said, I'm not going to come in for a minute because I'm going to listen to this voicemail and see if I need to ring my agent back straight away. And the message just said, darling, don't answer the phone to anybody else. Ring me straight away. So I stayed outside of the room, and another co-founder stayed out with me. And I called, and she said, are you sat down? And I said, yes. And she said, I'm so sorry. Newspaper's on the phone. They have found leaked photos of you from an ex. And they're going to release the story. And at the end of 2015, I got through down to the finals for a new regular in Hollyoaks.
Yep.
And I thought, oh God, this is it. This is it. This is the one. And it went on for months. And every day when my alarm went off to go in to the pay the bills job, I was obviously so grateful that I had a job that, did make me smile. Every day I think, this is going to be the one that gets me out. This is going to be the one that gets me out. And then in March 2016, it had been going on for about 6 months now. In March 2016, my agent called and I answered, and she said, I'm so sorry, darling. They have gone the other way. And she said it so gently because she knew. And I broke. I absolutely broke, because I thought that was the one I was meant to get. That was the one I was meant to get.
God,
you know what, Ross?
I felt the same 4 weeks ago in this big job in America.
But it wasn't the job we were meant to get.
It
wasn't the job we were meant to get. And that's all we say to ourselves, isn't it? That was the one I was meant to have. And it wasn't, because if it didn't happen, it wasn't.
Boom! There you go, everybody. You have just seen 3 incredible clips of what was a mammoth. I say this every time, every vlog, because it was a mammoth podcast. That was an hour and 45 minutes. It's now, according to my kitchen clock, 23:07. And you've got to be up for filming Life tomorrow at what? You on set for what, 6:15?
Yeah, so I will be getting... I'll be getting picked up. My driver will get me at 6:15. So I'm going to be up at 5:30?
Might as well not go to bed. Listen, there were so many interesting things we spoke about there. Go get yourself a full, a premium membership on ActsOnThis.tv. So you'll get access to the full hour and 45-minute chat, along with literally 200 hours worth of other podcasts with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers in this industry. Total no-brainer. Go get your membership. But before that, I just want to expand on one point just for the vlog viewers that I want to go into a bit more depth on, that we spoke about on the podcast. And that was, you said, listen, one thing that has really stood you in great stead for having success in this industry has been finding and embracing your differences, okay? For you, it's having one arm, right? For me, it's having... I like that. For me, it's having dodgy eyes, right? But it doesn't mean you have to have a disability, right? Don't get this twisted. An actor said to me the other day, he said, listen, I've got into the acting industry a little bit late. I think he's in his 50s now. He said, before that, I worked for 30 years as a forensic pathologist, or something to do with forensics in the police force. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting.
have you told any casting directors this? He's like, no. I'm like, mate, you are missing out on a massive USP there, unique selling point. You need to be getting in touch with people like Daniel Edwards, Kate Rose James, who cast Line of Duty Series 6. He's going again, I'm pretty sure. Because what a gift it is for you to walk on a set as a police officer in a police drama, authentically playing a police officer. You'll be able to advise everyone on the set about what's authentic and what isn't. It's just amazing. Just expand. How else can people find their differences and ultimately own them to create more opportunity?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Ross. It doesn't have to be anything to do with your body or disability or body difference. It can be about your upbringing. Are you really, really working class? Are you not? Yeah. Have you actually had a really, really privileged upbringing, which has brought its own experiences? What are the jobs you've done? As you said, we've recently seen in the news that people are being kind of slaughtered for having a pay the bills job. Yeah. What were those pay the bills job? What are those jobs? Because they have given you experiences that you will bring to a character. What about your culture? I am half Romani Gypsy. And it's just about letting people know that, yes, as an actor, we're told constantly to be a plain canvas, right? Be a blank canvas so that you can be painted on. Absolutely. But do you know what? You've got to be painted with the right oils, and those oils need to be made up of all of those wonderful things. Where are your parents from? What kind of upbringing did you have? What kind of jobs have you had in your life? Find what makes you different, magnify it, glorify it, and make it the best thing that you own, because it's that is going to make you different to the person that's next to you.
Yeah, because what did that casting director say to you that you said in the Julia Crampsey, BBC casting director, castings like EastEnders, in-house casting, really big casting director. She said to you when you left drama school, why have you not got that you've got one arm on your CV? And you said, I didn't want to put it on because people might not bring me in. And what did she say to you?
She replied by saying, there are tons of girls with blonde hair and blue eyes that have just graduated from drama school that are incredibly talented, and I can guarantee that none or not many of them will have one arm. So you need to show people what makes you different.
Boom. I love it. Find what makes you different. What makes you different, Petch? I'm short. He's short. How old are you? I mean, not how old are you? He's not very old yet. He's only a little kid. What are you? 5 what? 5'5". 5'5". Embrace it. Tell people about it. Stop running away from it and, being... They don't take the mick out of you for it. I've never... Oh, whatever. Right, yeah, whatever. No, maybe. But, you take the mick out of me falling over stuff. Guys, listen, find what's unique. Whisper. Do you not know it? No, mate. Right, okay, she's forgotten the cat's. I'll whisper at you in a second. We said. Do you know can you remember one line for the end? Lines. Right, okay, well, I'll whisper it to you in a sec. Social media is up on screen right now. Please reach out. Let us know you have watched this vlog. Let us know what your biggest takeaway from the podcast was. Get over to actonthis.tv. Get your membership. It'll be the biggest thing. Have you got it? Biggest thing you do. Well, this is the best thing you do for your career. And we're going to be back next week with an incredible podcast with Ryan Clayton from Coronation Street. We've got Chris Hitchin, the star of Ken Loach's new film, Sorry We Missed You, coming on the week after that. Just don't miss it, Be there or be unsuccessful.
Whatever you want to be.
Be you. Be whatever makes you uniquely you. So thank you so much for watching. Melissa, you know what time it is. You know the catchphrase.
Yeah, I do.
Until next week, in 3, 2, 1.
Bye for now.
Boom! So there you go, folks. That was this week's vlog. You can catch all 61 other episodes of that from behind the scenes of every podcast I've done, in the last couple of years for actonthis.tv. You'll get us to see you'll see us interviewing some of the biggest casting directors, like I say, agents, actors, writers in this industry. I just noticed Rachel Shenton has joined us on the broadcast. Oscar winner. Was also interviewed on actonthis.tv as well. Currently filming All Creatures Great and Small remake for Channel 5. Rach, you're obviously coming back on for a round table with All Creatures Great and Small crew, which will be great. Don't know when we'll do that, but we'll definitely do that. There's some really powerful messages there, just about embracing your differences, embracing what makes you unique. I think the worst thing you can be as an actor in this industry is vanilla, man. If you are just literally plain and you're trying to fit in, and you're not... The amount of actors who tell me they're not reaching out to a casting director because they don't want to rock the boat. Well, right now, you're not even in the boat because the casting director doesn't even know you exist. What is it? Has anybody been hiding anything? from that you think you actually, you should start talking about something that's unique, maybe a previous job that you've done, an incredible skill that you have in an area that might be a little bit weird that you haven't put on your CV, that isn't on Spotlight. On Spotlight as well, guys, you can add more videos, by the way. Something that I'm going to explore, actually. You obviously can have your show reel on there, but you can add more, and there's also a little section you can write some notes in above your CV where you can include a skills reel if you wanted. You can just include a link if you wanted that would go to YouTube or would go to Vimeo or something like that. I was helping out on a casting last year, and they really needed actors who were decent at acting but were proficient skateboarders as well, for a big Sony commercial. And finding actors with skateboarding on their reel was impossible. I mean, it's really difficult. We ended up, there was a lot of street casting involved in that in the end, where you go into skate parks and going, like, can anybody here act? We know you can skate. Whereas if you were an actor and you were putting it out there and sharing your skateboarding tricks on Twitter or on Instagram, and you were, just ultimately, just showcasing your abilities, you definitely would have got that job, because I promise you would have got that if people would have known about it. And that job was an advert worth about 12 grand. So make sure you are putting what makes you unique out there, even if you might be thinking it at the moment. If it was a disability or something, you might be thinking, I'm going to hide that from the world, like Melissa did with her arm for 25 years, like I did with my eyes for 28 years, or something like that. Sharon says, can't hide my height. I'm under 5 foot tall. Think it's on Spotlight, but I know my health condition isn't. Well, if it's something that's unique and actually, you think is valuable, and that would differentiate you, that people should know about and needs to be highlighted, definitely add stuff on. Show people stuff. Horse riding show reel, Andrew's got. Do you know what, mate? That's something that I would love. Rach, she's on here, bought me some horse riding lessons once, some tokens, and I'd never went on them. They expired. Apologies, Rach, for that. But I would love to do horse riding. And there are, lots of fantastic period dramas that require people to be proficient on horseback, and that is something that I could not put on my CV right now. So I think that's great, man. If you have like a little special skills, like link in your the top of your Spotlight CV, or on your Twitter bio, or on your Instagram bio, or wherever it is, definitely put that stuff out there. Create little clips of yourself doing stuff. +1 on the skill reel. Says Alex Brockleberry. It's Alex in it. I'm so bad at remembering people's names. I think it is. Working on one now. He says it's worth its weight in gold. Yeah, honestly, I think it is, man. I think this is something that actors are not focusing on, myself included. I do not have one. And it's something that, I mean, you've seen my football skills in the vlog. They're pretty tremendous. I did throw those Converse away, by the way. I had to go and bought 2 new pairs yesterday. They're crystal white, and hopefully they'll stay that way for a while. Definitely. But yeah, whatever, makes you unique, get it out there. Chris is a director. I've just noticed your comment there. Says you saw, so Chris Stone, great director. Just noticed you said that you saw Chris at Comic-Con on your friend's Instagram story as Doctor Strange. You know what? Like, that's, Chris is a director, but he's dressing up as all the dressing up's not doing it justice. It's basically cosplaying, or whatever you call it. There's all these amazing characters at all these Comic-Con conventions, and that's something that, you never know when another director or someone's going to go, I'm creating a little skit on this, and I know that you've got this thing going on, and like, I don't know, it can just create collaborations because you're putting stuff out on social media. Social media can be so useful for promoting things that you want people to know about if you want to put them out there. And most people don't, because they're just afraid of what other people are going to think of them, and it's bullshit. You're just really cutting off that opportunity from yourself. Matthew says he's using LinkedIn. He's getting seen by casting directors like LinkedIn. And man, I'm telling you, everybody get on LinkedIn. Link in with me. It's a powerful platform now for, particularly in the indie film sector, and actually making connections. Absolute golden. I do have one thing that I try to hide and slightly got caught out when I went live with you on Instagram. I have a denture in replace of one of my front teeth. Do you, Steve? I didn't know that, mate. I'm ashamed of it. But why? It's just, mate, it's just like part of who you are. Again, mate, you could get it depends whether you wanted it or not. But I'm sure there's probably adverts around. You could like cash in on that. Go, right, I'm gonna be in a denture ad or something. I don't know, mate. But you could use it to your advantage. Maybe you could, depends if you're in comedy and stuff, you do comedy skits around it. I think, the one thing for me that I think like really makes you invincible if you've got shit that you're not too happy with, or weren't at some time, is owning it in a way that, like, before anybody else. It's that scene in 8 Mile. I talk about it in that podcast with Melissa. Scene in 8 Mile with Eminem, the final rap battle. He gets up, and before his opponent can rip any shit out of him, can take the mick out of him, that's what they do in rap battles, can say anything bad, he says it all about himself first, leaving his, opposition with absolutely no ammunition whatsoever. And I just think if you own everything about you, the good, the bad, the ugly, in between, everything, then no one's got anything on you at all. And as long as, like I always say, your intention is good with everything that you're doing in the world and putting out online, then who gives a shit if people don't like it? I've had 2 people today. I emailed my email list, like 10,000 actors this morning, to tell them that podcast with Melissa is out. I had 2 nasty emails again from people who were just replying, going, "Oh, I mean, but you know what? These people need love because they ain't got it. Because if you are going to get an email from someone that's like really nice and is trying to help you in your career, and actually you not only do you read it, but you feel you have time to write a nasty negative reply, you're looking at the world through really negative lenses, and you're going to see everything as an attack. That person, I titled the email that you all got this morning from the email list as like, "Stop hiding from the industry, Dave," or whoever it would be. And that isn't a personal attack on you. If you read the body copy of the email, it would say, "Melissa hid her arm, and the fact that she only had one arm from the industry for 25 years, we need to stop hiding our differences." It's a really positive, empowering message. This girl clearly just read the first subject line and went, "I'm not hiding from the industry. I've got all my shit together. I don't need you." She accused me of bullying her, telling people to sign up for the website. I'm like, that's nonsense. It's really like twisted interpretation of what I said, but that's because that person's not in a good place right now. So you've got to smother these people with love. If you put something out on social media and you put it out for the right reason, and you just want to show some stuff to the world that's positive and, should hopefully entertain people or inspire or motivate people, and people hit you back with shit, love them harder than you probably love the people who send you messages that are nice, because they need it more than anybody else. So if people are going to take the piss out of you, Steve, for having a denture in your front teeth, mate, then, more fool them, mate, honestly. Far bigger things in the world to worry about. Definitely. Esther can canoe and do not so popular water sports. Esther, get it, how cool's that? Get it on your CV. Definitely tell people about this. Andrew says she looks forward to watching that podcast in full. I was told 15 years ago, said by a producer, I had to have plastic surgery to fix my squinty eyes and flabby chin. His words. Took me years to accept my squinty eyes. Just part of my character. My skill is to be so clumsy. Honestly, people are focusing on dumb shit, Andrea. I was just having a conversation before on the phone, and I'm like, we're all focusing on the wrong shit. People in this country are waking up with all the opportunity in the world at their feet. Let's put it into context. 39 people were found dead in the back of a lorry the other day, desperate to come into this country. Most people on this broadcast right now, bar Rich, who's in Miami, is already in this country legally and allowed to stay for the rest of their lives. If you're going to moan that, the industry's not fair, or you're not getting opportunity, or you're going to focus on these dickheads who want to just pick out all your flaws. Don't you focus on your flaws, because like we found out tonight, everyone else is doing that for you. You don't need to worry about them yourself. You're going to lose, ultimately. You've been given incredible opportunity, and everyone on here has decided that out of everything they're going to do in the world, they've got the freedom and choice to be an actor. That's a massive ask from the world to go, I'm going to do the thing in life that I really want to do. And it is our right to do that. That's amazing. It's what everybody should be doing. But it's going to be hard, because it's a massive, audacious ask. You want to live in the 1% club where you're getting paid lots of money to do what you love. It should be hard. Just don't listen to the shitbags who want to, call out squinty eyes and chins and all that shit. It's nonsense. It is Alex. I knew it was Alex. Nice one, mate. Ross, you can do great intensive. What are you talking about, mate? It says Andrew. You can do great intensive at Warwick International School of Riding. Oh, for the horse riding. Ask for Carl. Anyone who wants horse riding lessons, then call it to Andrew. If you want to be a horse rider expert on your CV, actors, Warwick International School of Riding. Ask for Carl. Tell him Andrew Lorden sent you. Maybe he'll throw you a deal, definitely. Janet Lilly, I've got my coach to start videoing basketball games. Janet's like, weren't you a great British basketball player, Janet? Sure you were. Now turned actress. But that's incredible. I can't spin a basketball on my finger. Bet you can, if Nike needed an actress for an advert. Get yourself in there. Definitely. Carly, social media, got me an agent. Carly, yeah, let me just say that. So Carly came to the Act on This meetup. We're doing this Saturday, by the way. First Saturday of every month, we do a meetup. Act on This, facebook.com/Act on This TV. Look in the events section. These are free. You don't have to be a member of the website to come to these. We get together at Home Theatre in Manchester once a month on the first Saturday of the month. We get together at Benugo Bar, BFI South Bank on the first Saturday of every month in London. And we ultimately just have a little networking chat, little meeting where we all have a coffee and some cake, talk about the industry, and everybody gets help from everybody. That's the whole point of it. It's a real positive, empowering place to be. Carly came along, and I know you were kind of like reluctant to put yourself out online, Carly. We spoke with Ollie Reynolds, who comes to these meetings as well. Sometimes he's a bit of a social media expert. I've been speaking to him a lot, and we're like, look, you need to get over this not putting yourself out there thing. Carly put a video out of herself doing a self-tape on Twitter, and just signed with Janet Hampson, ex-great casting director. She's not a casting director anymore. She set up her own agency. And you got that, Carly, from just putting one video out on social media. Janet saw it, got you in for a meeting, bang. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. How many people on here will have been waiting 4 years for an agent, and they've never put the video themselves out on social media acting. They've never put a self-tape out. They've never put a show reel out because they don't want to rock the boat. Nonsense. So well done, Carly. That's awesome, man. Really, really good. She says, after I stopped being scared to put myself out there. Yeah, definitely. Do it. It's really it's just what you need to be doing. Definitely. And Dawn says she loves your beautiful eyes, Andrea. So there you go. You haven't got squinty eyes. She loves your eyes. Gordon Rise in the house. All right, Gordon, hope you're well. Good to see you here. Jane says, learn it, love yourself, embracing all parts of yourself with self-compassion and aiming to practice authenticity in your everyday life. I truly believe you will be much happier. Yeah, honestly, it sounds cliche, James, doesn't it, man? But it's just everything. Like, you need to be your own biggest fan in this industry, and that isn't an arrogant thing. It's not a selfish thing. If you are not your biggest cheerleader, out of everybody, you've got to be bigger cheerleader than your mum's your cheerleader, or your dad or your brother or your partner or your wife or your husband or whatever, your kids. You need to cheer yourself on more than anybody else, because you need to be motivated, internally motivated. If you require external motivation all the time, it's difficult to keep that momentum going when you are internally motivated, because you know why you're doing this and you are grateful and you appreciate the opportunity you've got by literally being born in this country. Like we said, you have not had to try and smuggle yourself over in a lorry after paying 30 grand. Those people who are found in the back of that lorry, dead, bless them. I mean, I don't know what that must be like when you know that's going to happen. One of those women was texting her mum saying, I can't breathe, this is over. And they paid £31,000 to try and get their daughter over to the UK to work. You were born here, or most people on here, you are here because you're allowed to be here. Like, let's get things into perspective, Who gives a shit if this industry is unfair? Life's unfair, but you've still won the lottery because you're here. Chris Orr, how you doing? But yeah, you've got to be your own biggest fan. You've got to be your own biggest cheerleader. Be self-motivated, internally motivated, know why you're doing it, appreciate the opportunity you've got, and just freaking crack on. Joanna says, there's anger around in the world. I did a music video and had many comments about my weight, nasty bully comments, but love is the answer. Yeah, it is. I have never... Put your hand up here. Well, don't put your hand up, but leave me a comment here if you were not going to want to do it, because you're not going to want to admit it. I can say I have never, and I really mean this, ever consumed a piece of content online and felt so strongly that I was going to troll this person. I mean, if this person's just putting content out, whether it's like, the amount of people who do, will call people out for just nonsense. I haven't got time. Not got time. If I don't like a piece of content, scroll past it. Don't watch it in the first place. Or I don't see it, because the only people I follow on social media are the people who I know are going to empower me, the people I'm going to learn from and be inspired by. Social media is not negative. Social media isn't a thing. It's not alive. Social media is an inanimate thing. Human beings are the thing that's on social media that makes it positive or negative. Just make sure you're following the people you want to follow, who are going to be positive. Nikki's in the house. How you doing, Nikki? So is Julie. So it's a busy week this week. I've got another podcast coming out for premium members of Acts on This. Once again, those who are joining us live, if you don't know what actsonthis.tv is, maybe you are just here, you stumbled across this broadcast. It's a website that I run for actors. I sit down every week with an incredibly successful actor, writer, casting director, agent, producer, exec, someone in this industry who shares all of their knowledge, literally a lifetime's worth of knowledge, so that you guys can learn from that and implement that in your own acting career and have way more success much, much faster. You've got until Friday at midnight. This is not a sales pitch, or it's not some kind of, gimmick to get people into this membership. The price is going up genuinely on Friday. Like I said at the beginning, the price for acts on this membership has been the same for 5 years. It's been a tenner a month or 90 quid a year, which it still is right now until Friday. So that's £2.50 a week, or even less if you pay yearly up front. On Friday at midnight, this is your early warning. You've got 3 days and 2 hours, 5 minutes and 57 seconds as we record this. You lot on the replay will have even less. You basically got until midnight on the 1st of November to lock in your membership at 10 quid a month or 90 quid a year. It goes up to £17 a month and £147 a year for new members after the 1st of November. If you get in before midnight on the 1st of November, you will only ever, if you keep your membership active, pay 10 quid a month or 90 quid a year. So all you lot who are existing members, you are not affected by this price rise whatsoever. I want to look after you, reward you. If you keep your membership active, you will never pay more than that. Even if we go 10 years down the line, I don't want you guys paying any more than you do now. You effectively get grandfathered in, they call it, where you will never pay any more than you pay now. But yeah, ultimately, you're going to get for that access to, if you have a look in the library here, if we go and watch new, I mean, you're going to get access to what we got 200 hours worth of podcasts, video interviews, live broadcasts with some of the biggest names in the industry. Andy Pryor, Reed McDade-Wren, cast some of the biggest TV in the industry. Come around and basically, I mean, that one was all about getting in touch with casting directors and why actors are so afraid and why they shouldn't be. Andy and Rhea are like, look, we love receiving unsolicited emails from actors. Here's what we want. Here's how you send it us. Super honest, open, cut through the bullshit chats. We just got loads of people. There's Izzy Steele from Emmerdale. Ollie, social media expert, if you really want to learn how to use social media in your acting career. Rick out of Brassic, you've probably seen Brassic on Sky. He talks all about self-tapes in there. You got the part for Brassic via a self-tape. A great agents on, Natalie Payne, talking all about agency. And we did a phone in there, actually. If you're an actor and you're a part of Acts on This as well, sometimes we do phone-in podcasts where you get to talk to the guests. Director, Jason Wingard, talking about his new film, Pavement, which stars Steve Everts. That's coming out soon. He's also did the film Eaten by Lions. Hilarious, one of the best British comedies I've seen. Rob Collier out of Downton, Jordan Hogg, BAFTA-winning director. I mean, there's just can't go through them all, but there's just hundreds of hours worth of the best career advice on here that you don't get anywhere. No acting school, no book, no drama school, no workshop. The amount of money actors are wasting on workshops kind of annoys me, and acting classes that aren't doing them any good, where they go and basically just spend a fortune sitting there watching other people work. Just nonsense. actonthis.tv/price lock, and you'll go and get your membership there. actonthis.tv/price lock. Like I say, you got until Friday at 1st of November, Friday the 1st of November at midnight. So we're going to start wrapping it up. But let me know. I'm going to, did a podcast today, like I say, with Ryan Clayton. That's going to be out the week after next. And this Friday, Chris Hitchens' podcast comes out. I'm going to play you a 60-second trailer in a minute. This is one of the best podcasts I've ever done. Chris Hitchens is a Manchester-based actor who stars in Ken Loach's new film. It hits cinemas on Friday again. It's called Sorry We Missed You. I saw the preview of it, like the early screening of it this week with Chris. Such a hard-hitting film, incredible film. Ken Loach's best work. He plays a character called Ricky, Chris does, who's a delivery driver in the UK, basically. You get these people delivering Amazon parcels to you. Oh my God, that world is insane. The pressure on those guys, the amount of money they are spending to, create their own businesses that aren't their own businesses at all. And this world you know nothing about. I promise you, when you watch this, it will break you, but you will be so nice to your Amazon delivery driver the next time they drop your parcels off. It doesn't sound like a crazy story, does it? Oh, it's about a delivery driver. It's amazing. It's such a good film. Go and watch it. But yeah, I've done a really in-depth podcast with Chris. Chris tried to leave the industry 4 times, quit acting 4 times. I've had enough. Kept getting dragged back in. Sometimes destiny, the universe just has your back and just pulls you back in. Really interesting journey to land in this role that has now changed his life. He's now signed with one of the biggest agents in the world. Has been given loads and loads of opportunities, got loads of great stuff coming out, all off the back of one job that he didn't get until I don't know if he's in his mid or late 40s. But hang in there, guys. Seriously, that's just the theme in so many of these podcasts. If you are not where you want to be right now, your life can change so quickly overnight. You get one phone call, you land one job, You sending an email, you putting a piece of content out on social media that an agent sees or a casting director sees, honestly, can change the game for you. But I'm going to play a little trailer of that in a second for you, so I can show you what's coming out on Friday. Another incredible podcast for premium members of Acts on This. 4 Costa coffees a month equals a month of Acts on This. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Honestly, it does at the moment. It'll be more than that. At the moment, it's a tenner a month until Friday. But yeah, that's literally less than 4 coffees in it. I mean, small ones. I mean, even if you got like large coconut lattes like I get, there's £4 at Costa. If you get a yearly membership right now, it's going to cost you £7.50 a month. It's less than 2 of those. And I promise you, you're all wasting money, because I am as well, on Starbucks and on Costa Coffee. And you're looking for that short-term fix, as opposed to going, what do I need to invest in my life and career to move the needle and get further? Definitely. And so has anybody got any... Bargain, says Carly. Nice. Has anyone got anything else to report? Anything exciting? It's 1 minute to 10. I'm gonna got another 60 seconds before I play this trailer out to you guys. Come and join the Facebook group if you're here for the first time as well. We've got a Facebook group that's free. It's not part of the premium membership attached to this. That's facebook.com/groups/@onthistv. I've had a lot of people through this broadcast tonight. At times there was 90 people watching this at once. So we probably had 300 or 400 people through. So hopefully we've got some new people discovering us for the first time. We do this every single week. And who's coming to the meetup on Saturday? Manchester or London? Doesn't matter where you are, come to one of them. Saturday, the 2nd of November, this coming Saturday, Home Theatre in Manchester, 11 till 2 p.m. I will be there hosting that meeting. Coffee, cake, acting chat, come down, we'll help you out, we'll give you what you need, whether that's email addresses for people, agent recommendations, tell you about casting directors, watch your show reel, assess your headshots, I don't know, give you social media advice. It's all free, just come and buy a coffee. Come and chill with us. And the same in London, BFI South Bank, Benugo Bar. Wendy and Mel run that one. And Wendy even bakes cakes. So you even get free cakes at that one. Going to the London one, says Warren. Nice one. Carly's coming to Manchester. Nice one, Carly. Can I ask where the news section is on the members bit? The news section, Janet, or the news section? There is no news anymore on this. That left the site about 5 years ago. If you're after the news section, if you go, I'll show you. If you go to, I don't know if that's what you meant, but let me know. But yeah, if you go to, it's just literally at the top there, what's new? What's new? You click on that, and then this is in chronological order. Everything that's basically been uploaded to the website recently, you will see in chronological order. In the members area, it's actually not in chronological, well, it is in chronological order, but by section. So if you click on the members area and go into your membership, there's a few different sections. There's a little tutorial video at the top there, but then we've got roundtable features, and the top one is the latest one in that section. So there's a few of those. Then there's features with actors. The top one is the latest one in that section. Features with agents. That's, again, the newest one. And some of these, they have more than the list that's here. So the actors one's got loads. So if you click on show more, this will take you through to the full list. There's actually two pages of it. So we've got one page, 2 page. So there's lots of features there. But yeah, it's in chronological order, but in category order as well. So you can click on each category and go, I just want to look at the features with actors, and then this will be the top one is the latest one. And don't forget, guys, as well, we've got the premium community on here as well, which in the members area is this blue icon here. This is like our own private Facebook group that's not Facebook. This is like where the real talk goes on in here. Where you can ask much more personal questions. I know there's sometimes things that people don't want to ask in public. That's there and available for you all the time. I get email notifications every time you post. I'll jump in. Everyone else will jump in. You'll get a notification when I've replied, etc., etc. So that's part of your membership as well. And like I say, soon we're going to be doing these career builder calls where we'll be doing private group coaching calls on a monthly basis, and that's not going to cost you any extra. There's no extra charge for that. It's all part of your membership. If you get in now, that's all part of £10 a month. If you wait until after Friday, that's going to cost you £17 a month. And please don't email. I mean this in the nicest way. This isn't like, I've done this before when I've seen other services that I use say the price is going up. I've gone, no, you're not going to put it up. You're not going to put the price up. This isn't true. And then I go on the day they say they're going to put the price up and it's gone up, and I'm like, shit, just missed out on that. They weren't lying. I promise you this isn't a sales thing. Like, honestly, it isn't. Please don't email me on the Saturday going, I didn't have time. I've only just realised. Like, I've got to be, just because I have to be brutal, because if I say there's a deadline for something else again, you ain't going to believe me that it's a deadline if I allow you to get in at a cheaper price once this has gone up. I can't do it. And I love you all. But just so that you know, when I say there's a line in the sand, there is a line in the sand. If you email me on Saturday and say, oh, I couldn't get in time, I can't let you in. I can't, like, just because, no, it's not being authentic. You know, I have to be like that honest. So do get your membership before then, so that it doesn't all get a bit awkward. So that's good. Going to the London one, says Warren. Found I'll be there, says Sophia. Nice one, Sophia. You found that workshop, yeah. So Mixing Networks was a good workshop, wasn't it, Andrew? They seem to have some good people in it. I've not been to one yet. I've not checked it out properly, but I think you sent me the link to that. So cheers for that. Rehearsal start this week for Polar Express train ride experience at Wensleydale Railway. So Sharon, they need more men apparently. Men, get yourself down there if you want in North Allerton, if you want a job. Just listen to the Daniel Edwards podcast, says Janet. That's a good one. And there's also there's a live broadcast. I'm going to try and get Daniel on for one of these career builder calls. I texted him the other day to ask him. He said he's going to let us know about that. So he might be one of the first casting directors we get for one of the career builder calls for premium members. Any requests for goodies for Saturday, says Sophia, because Sophia bakes cakes for Manchester. Sophia, you don't have to. You really don't have to, honestly. Whatever you decide, though, we'll all be very happy to have a cake, definitely. Liz says, joining tomorrow. Definitely, these podcasts keep me motivated. Thanks, Ross. No problem, Liz. Thank you for being here. And Janet's going to be there on Saturday as well. Awesome. I'm not going to be able to read any more comments because I've just got to leave this broadcast bit on Facebook so that I can... oh, no, I don't. I can go in this section here just so I can end the broadcast properly. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about membership chats on this. Post in the Facebook group. Ask other people what benefits they've got from being a member. Honestly, it's so legit. It's so cheap. The access you get is unprecedented. No one else is bringing you the names that I am. And it's all like real. There's no like nonsense. It's just real advice. No, not sugar-coated. It's just like, right, if you do these things, or here is what I've done. What's the best way to learn? Or get what you want? It's to go and find people who've got it and ask them how they did it. That's all I do. It's really, really simple, to be honest. You go, I want to be in this show. I want to, have this kind of success, have these awards, be at this pay grade, work on these kind of things. Well, the easiest way to do that, rather than banging your head against a brick wall for 10 years, figuring it out on your own, it's complicated, it's difficult, this industry. I just go and ask people who have already done it how they did it, and then I share that with you. It's pretty straightforward. I do it all for you. You just basically put a pair of headphones in and listen. That's all I ask. Very, very simple. Listen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to play you this. This is the 60-second trailer of Chris Hitchens' podcast. It's out on Friday for all premium members. You're going to want to listen to this. This is so good. This guy is the most honest, legit actor I've probably interviewed for this site. Here he is. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you very soon. All right. Until next time. Bye for now.
And when he did that, I shit you not, I was so in it, I kicked the fucking chair clean across the audition room, lost it, and nearly stormed out of the audition room. I got all the way to the door.
Welcome everybody to a very special episode of Watch Ross, the Sorry We Missed You special. Sorry We Missed You is Ken Loach's brand new film. It's out in cinemas this week. Please go and watch it. It's incredible. People are touting it as Ken's best work.
Chris Hitchin, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to the podcast, mate.
God.
That was Petch's idea to do that little rhyme.
And when I originally saw it, I thought, I'm perfect for that. Well, I'm not a Geordie. And then it came around again and they were looking for somebody from either Manchester, Bolton or Liverpool.
Yeah. I've done this, mate. So what did you do? Did you reach out yourself?
I found Carleen Crawford's email address and emailed her direct.
Amazing.